Hey y'all, I'm back. How my chocoholics doing today? It's me and I'm back with another mukbang. Today we have some lobster tail and some black bean noodles mixed with some stir-fried noodles because I hate black bean noodles. And let's hurry up and get into this. Let's hurry up and get into this mukbang because the hoe is what? Hungry. Okay, we're gonna make this quick, easy, straight to the point. We got these black bean noodles right here. I was not a real big fan of black bean noodles. Ooh, ho, stay still. But when you mix them with my favorite noodles, then INDOMIE or whatever it's called, INDOMIE, whatever, the things be tasting bomb. And we got some lobster tail that I air fried. And we really about to get into that lobster tail looking real good. Real good. Okay. And we got a topic today, hoes. Yes. See, I don't know if y'all watched my last video, which was a Q&A video. Look at that. Look at that chopstick work. Woof. Like a ceiling fan. Woof. Okay. So I don't know if y'all hoes watched my last video, but these taste good when they mixed. It was a Q&A video, and I did some Q&A, and a lot of people got caught up on the question about, I can't remember what the question was, but basically I brought up my ex-boyfriend who I gave money to give in so his side chick or his girlfriend, because at the time I didn't know what I currently was. Well, at the time I thought I was his girlfriend, but now looking back, I don't know what I was. So she can have an abortion. Yes. If you ain't get all that, rewind it. Okay. So a lot of people wanted me to elaborate on that story. So today's topic is toxic ass exes. We all, if you've been in a relationship, a couple too, not your first or your second, but you've had to have been in a couple of relationships to come across a truly toxic ex. And when I say toxic, I don't mean, oh, y'all broke up. They got on your nerves, so y'all broke up and y'all peaceful, or you know, somebody who it was a mutual breakup, but you can't stand them now or something like that, so you label them toxic. No, mother. I mean toxic, as in toxic. And my ex, we're going to say his name, Jamal, was the definition of toxic. If you look up toxic in the dictionary, his motherfucking jail picture is under there. Okay? Now, I was young. Okay? And let's get into the lobster tail. And I was dumb. And I had been in relationships before. But Jamal was the first boy that I absolutely loved. Like, I was in love with Jamal 100%. Okay. Let's get into it. Let me admire this real quick. No sauce today. We're just gonna get into the real beauty. I should have took a thumbnail. My thumbnail sucked. What? So, I can't necessarily remember how me and Jamal met. I don't know. But we had been talking, and I was in love. Now, a little bit about Jamal. Jamal was a thug. You hear me? Tattoos, cornrows, the whole shebang. He was in and out of juvenile jail or group home, whatever you want to call it. We was like 17, 18 at the time when we dated. We had dated for like 2 years. You know, I'm gonna knock him. He was in and out of trouble. And I loved every bit of it. Don't ask me why. I was young. Okay? But there had been clues before I knew he was toxic. As there is always clues. You know, you can only hide your toxicity, but for so long.
First of all, you throwing too many big words at me.
And for the longest time, I'm not going to say his last name, but he told me his middle name was Mikael. So it was Jamal Mikael blank, right? I'm believing it. Why would somebody lie about their middle name, right? Somebody who's toxic will. They have no problem in doing that. Because when I met his mother, yes, I met his parent. Like I met his parents and everything. That's how serious it was. I can't even remember how we got on the subject, but it was the subject of his middle name, and he was talking about some Mikael, or I said Mikael, and his mother was like, girl, his middle name is Michael. That right there should have been a red flag. Ting, 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 ting. This mother is toxic. Okay? Who lies about their middle name? For months, too. Who does that? I mean, at this point, we had been talking for months. His toxic ass. You know? But I loved him. My daddy hated him. But his people loved me. And that's how a toxic relationship usually goes. You know? They knew that I was good for him, but he was no good for me. But my family knew he was no good for me. And I had so many stories. I wish I would have wrote this down. Because I can be all over the place when telling a story, but I'm not gonna lie. I was young. And not only was he kind of... No, I'm not eating that. Not only was he like mentally abusive. Well, I ain't gonna say abusive, but controlling. But sometimes he was a little physical, you know. Not to downplay what he did, but he was a little physical at times. And there is no excuse at all for that. I was young, and at the time I thought that physical, I don't want to call it the abuse because it make it sound like he was beating my ass, which he was not. But there would be times where he put his hands around my neck real quick. Or, okay, it was physical abuse. Okay, now that I'm saying it out loud, it was physical abuse. Anyway. Yeah, what was I saying? Well, anyway. Sorry. Let me get this story on. So, there were times that I feared for my life every single day in that relationship. Not because of him, though. Because of the type of person he was. Not that he was necessarily physically abusive towards me, and I felt like that he could seriously hurt me one day. But it was actually the people that he was around and the lifestyle that he was living. And I distinctly remember one time we was going to a mall, and you know, these boys had some words for him. Oh, like, oh, I know where you from. I know who you are. You know, we about to jump you and your girl gonna get it. And I'm sitting up there like, hold up. I don't got to do with him and what's going on, you know. Next thing I know, I see like all these guys. Like, this was a multi-level mall. And it was kind of like a hole in the middle with the food court. And we was at the food court and you could look around, and I saw all these guys like running down to come get us. And I'm like, oh God, we about to get jumped. They gonna jump me too, boo. Let's just leave right now. Like, why are we standing here in the middle of the food court waiting for them? And that's the type of thug he was. He didn't give a about nothing. He didn't care. And he was like, I don't want my girl to be a bitch. And you better take this ass whooping like a man. Dummy. I was so dumb. Even when I was going to school, he had a cousin that went to school with us. That every day this girl harassed me about some, you know, like he was trying to keep tabs on me. And if I said talk to any other guy or did anything, and when I say talk, I mean a hi, hello, not even on that type of level. She was ready to fight me every single day. And this hoe could fight. Okay, I'm not trying to fight her. You know, and when I look back, I think the things that held me to his toxic ass was he would do sweet things. Like one day he did pick me up from school. He had flowers and a card and like a teddy bear or something. You know, he picked me up in this car that I had never seen before in my life. And I'm just figuring it's like his mama's car, his granddaddy's car, something like that. Oh no, it was stolen. So he drove me all the way home. Parked that and walked me the rest of the way, and didn't find out until we got out that this was stolen. And I'm like, so you mean to tell me if the police would have started following behind us, his dumb ass, I know he would have left. We would have been on a high-speed chase.
Y'all are going to jail! Period!
Like, I was just so stupid. But as far as the girl who got pregnant, child. See, I'm not trying to tell my age, but it was this girl, right? Well, so we on the phone one day. This how his ass got kind of caught up. We on the phone one day. And we ain't had no cell phones. This was landline phones. And there was no, sometimes, you remember, I'm showing my age. Back in the day when you on a landline phone and another person called, you had call waiting and you could like click over, like click, click. You know, press the little receiver, click, click, and click over to the next person. We had that. But I would hit his phone like another call trying to get through, but he wouldn't answer it. And it always made me raise an eyebrow, like, why he ain't answering his other line? You know, I mean, you know, somebody calling in, why he don't answer real quick? So this chick figured out how to call the operator and do an emergency breakthrough. And one day, the operator came through and did an emergency breakthrough. Hey, this is an operator emergency breakthrough of call from, and then she said her name. Now, he had hurried up and hung up the phone, but I'm still listening, and I'm like, I can't even remember the chick's name, but I'm like,
wait a minute, who the fuck is that bitch?
Asked him the next time, and he's telling me about her, how, you know, they met at a party and he made the mistake of giving her his number, all this other bull. Right? I didn't think no more about it. Weeks later, he hits me up and tells me he needs some money. And when I say some money, it wasn't a lot, but it was enough. Okay, it was enough for me at that age. He said, I don't even remember him really telling me what he needed it for, but that was my boyfriend. I was going to hold him down with my dumb ass, you know. I was going to hold him down regardless. Like, that's what good girlfriends did, right? Sorry, I'm looking at this. That's what girlfriends do, hold you down. Tough. Or dummies. And there's a thin line between a good girlfriend and a dummy. So I let him borrow these hundreds of dollars. Yes, hundreds of dollars.
I'm a clown.
Huh? Next thing I know, a few months later, it's a little baby running around looking just like his ass.
Out of Peppy.
You know? People whispering in my ear. His homeboys. That's how scum he was. When your homeboys telling your girl about you, they either wanted to f me, which is probably true. I mean, look at this, you know, duh, of course. Or he was just that scum. And I started doing some calculations like, okay, 9 months ago he asked for this. 9 months later, this and that. Yep. He had did it. But that was the what they say, the straw that broke the camel's back. After that, after that, I didn't want nothing else to do with him. I was done. And looking back, I'm not necessarily a fan of when people say everything happens for a reason. But this girl, in that situation, everything I went through happened for a reason. It made me a better person. It made me value myself more. It made me less tolerable of people's bull. It made me recognize my self-worth. You know, and I think them toxic relationships, you got to go through that in order to, it helps you appreciate a real one more. It helps you recognize a real one more. You like, when you come across a real one, you like, damn, this is what love is supposed to be. Love don't hit. Love don't call you names. You know, love don't try to manipulate you. Love don't do that stuff. You know, listen to me sounding like Dr. Phil. Okay, Dr. Phil, F-E-E-L. Oops, I'm done anyway. I'm full. I'm basically done with my story. Was that even a story? I suck at story time. But if y'all want to know it, y'all want to know a little bit more about Jamal anyway. But I probably got so many other stories about him, and I plan on telling it here, and I just can't think right now. You know. But I want y'all to go ahead in the comments and tell me about a toxic ass ex and and what made them toxic. I want to hear about some toxic. Because you know what? At the same time, at some point, you were somebody's toxic ass ex too. Get into them teas, all right? I mean, I wasn't, you was, but I never was. Okay. I ain't no toxic ex. I'm a toxic current. Because I know I be getting on his nerves. Hey, boo. But anyway, I'm done. And I'm full. But if you're not, make sure you click on one of the 2 videos that are about to pop up in a few seconds and indulge. And until the next time, I'm done.